All right, happy Thursday, everybody. Welcome back to the video. We've got 6 NBA games, I believe. I think it's 6. We're going to talk about all those, and then I'll give you my 5 best bets. Recap from yesterday, poopy day. We added 2 plays during the video, and neither one of them bastards cash. So Walker Kessler was looking real good. Then he just went insane scoring points. We had OG Anunoby under 5.5 rebounds. He hooked us. He ended up getting 6. Alperen Sengun over 9.5 rebounds. That was sweat free. Miles Bridges over 6.5 rebounds. This one was frustrating. He had 4 at halftime. Green gets hurt, and then Nurkic comes in. So now you've got Nurkic and Williams, 2 centers, playing alongside him. He had no need to rebound. Didn't get a single rebound rest of the game. So that was highly unlucky. Mark Williams ended up going nuts. I looked at his double-double. Pissed I didn't put that on the card. We had Daniel Gafford over 5.5 rebounds. He cashed that for us. So ultimately, we went 2 and 4. A terrible day. We got to turn things around today. So put in a lot of research today. So we're going to absolutely smash today. Feel good about these picks. Let's get into this slate. Bucks and the 76ers. We see the Bucks getting 12.5 on the road in Philly. I don't like it. This team without Lillard, just not the same in my opinion. Give me the 76ers plus the points. Magic and the Wizards. We see the Magic getting 14.5 on the road against the Wizards. Wizards are terrible. That said, first 3 quarters, they've been looking pretty strong. It's that fourth quarter that's absolutely killed them. I think 14.5 is just a little too much against the Magic team that's been playing a lot lately. So I think we are going to see a little bit of a pullback here. So I would lean Wizards plus 14.5, but ugly. Too big of a spread there. Grizzlies and the Heat. We see the Grizzlies minus 4.5 going up against the Heat. Heat just won last night against Boston. I like the Grizzlies here. Give me the Grizzlies minus 4.5 in this spot. T-Wolves and the Nets. We see the T-Wolves giving 13.5 on the road against the Nets. Too many points. Give me the Nets plus 13.5. I think the Nets defense, Minnesota defense, 2 really good Ds. So I actually like the under 215.5 as well. Trailblazers and the Raptors. We see the Trailblazers minus 3.5. No Quickly tonight. Do get Barrett back and no Jakob Poeltl. So too many injuries here. Trailblazers, I like the way they're playing right now. So Trailblazers minus 3.5. Should be decent defense. 224.5 feels a little heavy in my opinion. So I would lean towards the under 224.5. All right, let's get into a little bit of props madness, dig into some games, talk to you a little bit what I was looking at here. I was looking at Faden Wendell Carter Jr. under his rebounds and his points. He just hasn't really been playing a ton of minutes. Goga Bitadze has been playing a decent amount of minutes, so I did look to just completely fade him. I just have some concerns because there is opportunities to get a lot of points in this one. There's opportunities to get rebounds, so I was thinking points plus rebounds, fading him. 18.5. We look at that. He hasn't hit it in the last 5 games. So we can see his playing time's definitely been going down in a game with a fairly high spread. I just don't really want to take unders versus the Wizards. I think that's probably not the smartest thing. One of the most obvious things to do was just take Paolo over his points. I mean, this is one where he's going to get the ball in his hands a ton. It just scares me that he hasn't hit it in 3 straight games. And he had a really good matchup to hit it against the Spurs. We can see did not shoot well. Shot 9 for 21, but he's going to get the volume. So that's an option. Franz Wagner over 23.5 points. That's another one. He's also going to get the volume, but he just didn't shoot well last game and still hit it. So I would take Franz over Paolo if you're looking for an over in points. He has a pretty good matchup, but we looked here. His play type analysis is really good. Positionally, not so great, but Franz is got a good matchup here. So I was looking at that in that game. I was looking at fading Quentin Grimes under 23.5 points. Then I look at his last several games, and it just doesn't sit well with me. Doesn't have the greatest matchup today, so I wouldn't mind taking his under. Then I look by position. You just don't know. This guy might take 50 shots today, so nothing I really loved there. Yabusele fading his rebounds with Bona in there. But the line, 6.5, I was cool with it, but you just can't find value there. So nothing really I love there. Brook Lopez points is just getting insanely high. That said, he's got a beautiful matchup today. Positionally, play type analysis, everything works in his favor. We kind of lean you to take the over 1.5 3-pointers made at minus 105 on DraftKings. I don't mind that spot. That's probably something that makes my card today. I just didn't put it on this official card, but most likely something I bet today is his over 1.5 3-pointers made. Just too good of a spot here, in my opinion. And then we'll talk about our other play we have when we get to the end. Minnesota and Brooklyn. I wanted to fade D'Angelo Russell points. 14.5, in my opinion, is just a little too much against a team that should be playing some pretty good D. We look, half of his points come via the three. We look at the three. He is ridiculously favored to go under 3 threes. So the rest of those points are going to have to come driving in the lane, getting to the free throw line, and they're fifth in fewest free throws. So I do love taking his under in points. Another one, most likely I probably bet at some point today, or just taking his under 23.5 PRA is something I gravitate towards in this one against the T-Wolves. And we do have a play in that one we'll talk about later. Thought about fading Scotty. Scotty's PRAs. The only problem is with Barrett on the court and without Quickley and Pirtle, he's over this line in 4 of 6. So I am a little hesitant. That said, when he was hitting those numbers, his minutes were significantly higher than what they currently are. So if we look more in line with where I think his minutes will fall, which is probably about this 28-minute mark, he has not hit it in 2 games. So that's where I'm at with that one. He's just not really playing the minutes. We can see he played 24, 28, 27, 28, right? So if we put him at under 30, let's say 29 to be conservative, he's only hit this in 5 of 14. So I do have a lean towards his under PRA today. It's just blatantly obvious that they're tanking. So we could fade him. We were on his rebounds, not taking it over with that team again. Anthony Simons over 20.5 points is another lean. I kind of looked at. He's got a great matchup here. He's got a good similar play type analysis, but the positional hit rate is really what deterred me away from this one. That's my only hesitancy in this. And I was thinking taking his over in threes too, but again, we're just 2.5. I'm on board. Books feel great, but there's no value there. So not a great game. Thought about fading Donovan Clingan rebounds. He just hasn't really been getting it done for me, in my opinion, but he's got a decent spot to get some boards tonight. Positional hit rates there. I don't trust him in any way, shape, or form. Yeah, nothing I love there. Memphis and Miami. Fading Tyler Hero is always a good play for me. I will never take a Tyler Hero over. That just does not happen. But that said, recent form has been pretty good, and he's got a great matchup here to score some threes. So if anything, I would look to play his over 3.5 threes, but he's a fade for me. I will never take an over for him. I think Ja Morant has a really good assist options here. I like the 6.5, but as you can see, it's ridiculously juiced. So something you'd have to pair with something else, and he really hasn't been hitting it lately. So I think we're overpaying there for that value. I made that mistake the other day, and it burnt me. So not going to do that again with him. But he doesn't have a great matchup, in terms of scoring points either. So thought about also taking his under in points. We look by position. It's just a terrible hit rate, which means he's going to have to be dishing the ball tonight. So I understand the reasoning why. I just can't get on board with that. So the 25.5 points on Hard Rock, I would definitely lean towards his under there. That's one that almost made the card, fading him under 25.5 points, but he could pop off against this Heat team. And we do have a play in this game as well that we will talk about. I would love to take rebounds versus the Grizz, but I don't know who's going to be getting the rebounds. So I have completely faded Miami. I have not placed a Miami Heat bet in quite a while because you don't know if it's going to be Bam. You don't know if it's going to be where. It just kind of shifts from night to night. So complete fade for me there. One of the plays I almost took was going to be Luka over 7.5 rebounds. I mean, the books love it. We look at Bovada and Pinnacle. pretty sharp books, minus 160. You can get minus 130 on DraftKings. I just don't know. His effort level varies and he gets lazy at times. So that's my only concern with Luka here. Another play I really like is Austin Reeves over 4.5 assists. You can get this at minus 110 on BetMGM. We can see, Fliff. I wouldn't say Fliff is not sharp whatsoever, but FanDuel's very sharp when it comes to player props. They like them to go over. Pinnacle likes them to go over a little bit. So you're getting value on BetMGM at minus 110 to take his over. We can see by positions, the only thing that makes me nervous here. But by player type analysis, there's pretty good hit rate here. So those were some of the leans I had. Let's get into the official plays, get you guys on your way. Make sure you guys like, comment, and subscribe to the channel. Turn notification bells on so you know when the video goes live. And check out the MLB video. Giannis Antetokounmpo under 12.5 rebounds. Hit rate's just been really bad. He has not really sniffed this line lately. So I like him to go under. We're getting good value at minus 120 on BetMGM to fade Giannis today. And then I like Nick Claxton over 7.5 rebounds, minus 120 on FanDuel. It's just a spot. I know it's a game with a 13-point spread, but just with the shooters that the Bucks have out there, I definitely see rebound opportunities for Claxton tonight. Next play is going to be Rudy Gobert double-double, minus 110 on DraftKings. He's got 5 straight double-doubles, so we're not going to fade this. He's got a great matchup to score some points tonight, so I think he can get us to the 10. I don't think he gets to 12. I think he gets somewhere between 10 and 11 points. His rebound line's 11.5, so I think we're good on the rebounds. It's just going to be more the points. Next play is going to be Denny. We're going to take his over 8.5 rebounds. He's just been absolutely dominating. I hate paying minus 130, but this guy's just been absolutely crushing the boards. And with Clinging in there, I just don't trust him. We don't have Ayton. I don't think there's Williams tonight, so he should go over this line. And then last play is going to be Zach Edey under 9.5 rebounds. I think we're going to see a pretty fast-paced game. So typically Edey doesn't play as many minutes, and he just played 30 minutes 2 days ago. So that's really high for him in terms of minutes. So I think we see a reduction in minutes. He's only hit this in 2 of his last 11 games. So that's one of those, if he hits it, so be it, tip the cap. But we've got a bad hit rate against a team that should play at an okay pace. We know Memphis is going to play at a pretty fast pace, so I expect the Heat are going to have to up tempo. Generally, they're not a fast-paced team, but I think tonight they are going to have to step it up in terms of their pace. The Heat are 27th in pace overall, but like I said, I think we're going to see some shots firing. Heat typically do uptick their pace when they play against top 5 pace teams, and the Grizzlies are first. So those are my 5 best bets. Appreciate you guys tuning in, and I will catch you guys in the next video.